Alright, it's July 17th. I'm just gonna give an update on all my Jicamas, or Jicamas. And it looks like I actually have a lot of them ripe right now. Actually, I have them growing in all different stages. All of these were grown prior to 2019, so they're actually more than half a year old. But they actually went dormant over the winter time. But one thing that I noticed about these is most of them are actually making multiple tubers. And I heard if you leave them in there too long, they might crack, so I've been taking these out every week or so. And as you can see the comparison, usually the more the foliage, the bigger or the more tubers you're going to get. And these are basically the second oldest. For the most part, these guys are done growing with the foliage. What I usually do is when they fall like this, I'll just pull these guys off so they can put more energy into growing the tubers. But as long as you have new leaf growing, you should probably just leave it in there and let it grow some more. I grew all these at about a similar time, and for the most part these guys are almost done growing. You must have some new leaves growing here every so often, but one thing about these guys is once they actually harden out the tubers, there's not going to be a lot of new root growth. It's going to be mostly tuber development, and when that happens you're not going to get too much of anything else aside from attempts to flower. Still a little bit of new growth here, and so these guys are relatively new leaves, but the ones I had here were actually started from cuttings. So I basically divided one jicama into about 8 parts, and these guys basically they basically regenerated their own tuber, and there's probably more below. Same with these guys. But yeah, that's one difference I see from the guys that actually grew from cuttings as opposed to seed, because they seem to be a little bit quicker at making tubers. And these guys are a bit younger. They probably haven't produced any tubers yet, but this guy right here is over 6 feet tall. These vines are supposed to have the potential of getting up to about 4 meters, but I think that's probably most likely from a division. And one way to actually tell how big the tubers are is how thick the stem gets. This is still relatively young, as you see. Still a lot of new growth happening. On this side they're even younger, still climbing up their sticks. Once in a while I'll get some damage, but for the most part these guys are pest free here in Hawaii. And these guys were only started about 3 weeks ago. It's a relatively shady spot, but should be fine. These guys actually space pretty well. They're supposed to be spaced about a foot apart. And actually 1 week ago I started some seeds in here. I don't think I have anything coming up yet. from Jicamas. Usually takes about 2 weeks for them to start growing at all. But after about 3 or 4 months, this is what you get.